Anxious and avoidant people do not just find each other by accident. They find each other at rates that researchers call statistically significant, meaning it happens too often to be coincidence. And when you understand why, it rewrites everything you thought you knew about who you are attracted to and why. The most uncomfortable finding in attachment research is not that these two styles clash. It is that they fit in the worst possible way. They fit the way a wound fits the thing that made it. What we know from the research is that the anxious-avoidant pairing is not bad luck. It is not opposites attracting. There is a very specific neurological mechanism at work here, one that Hazan and Shaver's foundational research began mapping in 1987. And once we show you how it operates, you will start to see it everywhere. In this video, we are going to look at why anxious and avoidant people find each other at higher than chance rates, why the dynamic between them is self-reinforcing in a way that is almost impossible to escape from the inside, and what both partners are actually recreating when they fall into this pattern. Before we go further, if this is your first time here, we publish relationship psychology research every week that most people never encounter. Hit subscribe so you do not miss it. And if you want to understand where you fall on the attachment spectrum specifically, we have built a free attachment style quiz over at magneticchemistry.com. The link is in the description. Takes about 3 minutes and gives you a personalized breakdown. Now, back to the mechanism. If you have been in this dynamic, you know the exhaustion of it. One person is always reaching, the other is always stepping back. And what makes it so hard to leave is that the moments when it works, the brief windows of closeness, feel more intense than anything else you have experienced. The highs are higher, which makes the lows feel catastrophic. The anxious person reads the distance as proof that they are not enough, so they reach harder. The avoidant person reads the reaching as confirmation that closeness always costs something, so they pull back further. Neither of them is wrong about what they are experiencing. They just cannot see what is driving it. What we know from attachment research reframes this entirely, because the question is not why these two people cannot make it work. The question is why they found each other in the first place. And what the research says about that is genuinely counterintuitive. In 1987, Cindy Hazan and Philip Shaver published one of the landmark studies in adult attachment research. Among their findings, anxious and avoidant individuals paired together at rates significantly higher than chance. Not slightly higher, significantly. The implication was striking. These were not two incompatible people who kept accidentally finding each other. Something was actively drawing them together. And it was not chemistry in the casual sense. It was familiarity at the level of the nervous system. Here is what that means. The nervous system does not look for a partner who feels good. It looks for a partner who feels familiar. And for someone who grew up with caregivers who were inconsistent or who required constant pursuit to stay engaged, an avoidant partner does not feel wrong. They feel like home. Not consciously. The anxious person is not thinking, "This reminds me of my childhood." They are thinking, "I have never felt this way about anyone." The intensity feels like proof of connection. But what it is actually measuring is the activation of a very old pattern. Stay with us, because the mirror side of this is just as precise. What the avoidant person is experiencing in this dynamic is equally specific and equally rooted in something that predates the relationship by decades. Quick question before we keep going. When you look at this dynamic, which pattern do you recognize more in yourself? The one who reaches and pursues when you feel distance, or the one who pulls back when things get too close? Drop A for pursuer or B for withdrawer in the comments. We read every single one. And if you want to go deeper on how this plays out in relationships, we have written about it on the blog at magneticchemistry.com. Link in the description. Now, The other half of this equation, the avoidant person is not drawn to the anxious person, despite the intensity. They are drawn to them because of it. For someone whose early environment taught them that closeness meant being engulfed, that emotional needs were too much, that love came with demands they could not meet, an anxious partner initially reads as something else entirely. They read as passionate, as devoted, as someone who really wants to be here. And for a while, that feels good, until the pursuit starts to feel like pressure, until the closeness starts to feel like the thing they spent their whole life learning to escape. And the deactivating strategies engage: the withdrawal, the distance, the fault finding, and suddenly the dynamic is fully activated on both sides. Meet Priya and Eli. Priya is 33, anxiously attached. Eli is 35, dismissive avoidant. They met 6 months ago, and for the first 2 months, it felt different from anything Priya had experienced. Eli was present, interested, consistent. She thought, this is what secure feels like. Then around month 3, Eli got quieter, less responsive. Priya felt the shift and her nervous system spiked. She sent an extra text, then another. She brought up the distance, gently at first, then with more urgency. Eli felt the pressure and retreated further. By month 4, they were running the same argument on a loop. She needed more, he needed space, and neither of them could explain why it kept happening. What was happening was precise. Priya's anxious system had found exactly the kind of distance it was conditioned to chase. Eli's avoidant system had found exactly the kind of pursuit it was conditioned to escape. They were not failing each other. They were completing each other's neurological equation. And here is the research finding that tends to land hardest, the one that reframes both people in this dynamic simultaneously. What Hazan and Shaver's research points toward, and what subsequent work by researchers including Mario Mikulincer has continued to confirm, is that both partners in an anxious avoidant relationship are not responding to each other. They are responding to their original attachment figures. The relationship is a replay. The anxious person is not pursuing Eli. They are pursuing the parent who was inconsistently available, the one whose attention they had to earn, whose warmth they could never quite secure. The avoidant person is not retreating from Priya. They are retreating from the parent whose closeness came with demands, whose love felt like a loss of self. Neither of them signed up for this. Neither of them can see it clearly from inside it. But both of them are doing exactly what their nervous systems were trained to do. This is why the dynamic is so hard to exit. It is not that the people are incompatible. It is that they are, in a very specific sense, perfectly matched. Matched to recreate the exact relational wound both of them have been carrying since childhood. Here's where this becomes something other than a verdict. Understanding the mechanism does not trap you in it. It is the only thing that can get you out of it. As long as the anxious person reads their partner's withdrawal as proof of their unworthiness, they will pursue. As long as the avoidant person reads their partner's pursuit as confirmation that closeness is dangerous, they will withdraw. The loop runs because neither person can see that what they are reacting to is not the person in front of them. It is the person from their past. The research on earned security, on people who moved from insecure to secure attachment patterns, consistently points to the same factor: insight. Not just into their own patterns, but into the mechanism itself. Understanding what is driving the dynamic is what makes it possible to step outside it. Not immediately, not without difficulty, but that is where it starts. If this dynamic feels familiar, whether you recognize yourself as the pursuer, the withdrawer, or both at different times, understanding your specific pattern is where this gets actionable. We have built a free attachment style quiz at magneticchemistry.com that gives you a personalized breakdown of your attachment style and how it shows up in relationships. Takes about 3 minutes, completely free, link in the description. If this resonated, it is worth asking which role you have been playing. Not to assign blame, there is not any here. Both people in this dynamic are doing the most human thing imaginable, looking for the love they needed and never quite got, in the only place their nervous system knows to look. In the next video, we are looking at what it actually takes to love an avoidant partner. Not from the anxious side, but from a grounded one. What it requires, what it costs, and what the research says about whether it is possible to build something real without losing yourself in the process.